Hello friend, welcome back to Toyota Maintenance YouTube channel. I met today new customer and new vehicle. This is 2004 Toyota Tacoma SR5 Pre-Runner, therefore two-wheel drive with a 4-cylinder engine, 3RZ-FE, and automatic transmission. You can see the engine nicely here. I will say it's a classic. The vehicle, the whole shebang, has approximately 188,000 miles on the clock. This new customer, a subscriber of this Toyota channel, found out I'm here, and this is why he made appointment. He says this on this vehicle: time to time, it's a very intermittent problem, and he describes it this way, that his temperature, coolant temperature gauge will erratically either fly up or go completely down, or do this and then work again normally, while, most importantly, the engine will not overheat. The engine is normally running, the coolant, it's not blowing from underneath the hood. He just wants to deal with that erratic behavior of that coolant temperature gauge. Now, that I guess will be normal, but I keep asking questions. When you are getting new customer, you want to hear the story. So he said he gave it to someone who kept it for 3 weeks, drove it 150 miles around to see if it happens or not. Maybe saw it once and didn't fix it. So right now I cannot duplicate it. It happens intermittently when it wants. I also ask, hey, did you try to do anything about it yourself? He said, I bought the sensor, but I didn't replace it because it didn't look the same. So that's basically all I got from him. We had a nice chat, we met each other. Then I just drove it around the building and park it right here. So let's go look at it together. And I know I gave you a long story, but these stories are really important. You as a tech, if you are alone, if you don't have a service writer, you need to get as much info from the customer as you can. So, fuel, speedometer, tachometer, and the engine coolant temperature. Let's put the ignition on. And the temperature is not doing anything crazy. The gauge, I mean. I got the vehicle here 2 hours ago. And meanwhile I had to leave the shop, so you can see that the coolant temperature is low. If there was a problem here in the instrument cluster, most likely if you will tap on it, the gauge will be jumping up and down. Now the owner also said that maybe he feels a little bit less power, but he's not sure. I can tell you, this engine is not running perfectly, it's for sure. I scanned the computer just for myself, since it's a new customer. I scanned the computer, there are absolute 0 codes, but I don't like how this engine shakes and kind of rattles or shakes the whole vehicle. So, now, normally these temperature sensors are close to the thermostat. And if you look down there, this is the thermostat housing on this 3RZ-FE. hopefully you could see it. But this water, the Toyota calls it water temperature sending unit. They also call it gauge sending unit. It's actually right here. This is the one wire sensor which communicates with that gauge and sends the signal. So you can see, I can grab it. It's completely cold because I really left for almost 2 hours. There is a little clip on it. So you just push on that tab and voila, as I said, this is that one wire only. And here is that little tiny sensor. When we will come with the light to see it better, what will be the perfect position for it? Let's put the wire away. Now you can see the sensor even better. So that's the baby. It's very easy, in my opinion, to unscrew it and put the new one. I can see this one is not new. I don't understand what was somebody studying about this engine for 3 weeks, but you know what? Who cares? Customer came here, the sensor is definitely older, it's matching the surrounding areas, and I will say without any hesitation, yeah, that erratic movement of that gauge, that looks like electrical problem. The wiring, I immediately kept looking if that inside is dirty. There could be water. I was looking on the wire, maybe it wiggled itself off by the shaking. I looked on all of it down here on the wiring harness, and it seems to be in very good shape. I don't see any problem there. So I will say, oh my God, what's the even hesitation? Replace that little sending unit. But of course, always look on the whole picture. So he has his alarm installed. That's another wiring system here. And as I said, new customer. So I immediately start seeing things like brake fluid. It's pretty bad and it's almost on the minimum. These are just first views of the vehicle. And then it's all about the cooling. We are discussing cooling. So somebody tell me why there is absolutely zero coolant in the expansion tank. It's completely empty. That was also another reason I knew I want to open this and see how much coolant is even in the radiator. So let's go look together. This owner did something with a coolant. I didn't really understand what was that, but he maybe replaced that or it was missing or something. Yep, my friend. It's not, I don't see the level of the coolant either. Let me bring the light. And this is exactly why you need to ask many questions, why you need to look on the whole picture. Look at it, the top fins are absolutely dry. So I don't know how much coolant is in this system. Yep, so back to the basics. I called Toyota dealer, my favorite parts guy Ryan. He was there again. Anytime I call, he picks up. He's holding that whole dealership by himself up in the air, I guess, up and going. So he said, hey, Toyota calls it water temperature gauge sender, I believe. They will not use the coolant but water word. And the item number for it is, it's a 83420-20040, and it's that one pin sensor sending unit for the gauge in the vehicle. He said the retail is $42 plus tax, but the biggest problem is he doesn't have it. It's not here. It can be in one day it can be available, and it's a Friday afternoon. Now, if I was the owner of the vehicle, I will wait. I will buy the original part right here. I will replace that with just simple screw in and out. Hook it together. I will start filling the cooling system after that and making sure, including the heater in the cabin, using that special adapter, making sure that I bleed all the air out of the cooling system. I have a radiator full, and this will be correctly topped to the full mark, which is probably like 3 inches from the top. Many of you caught the detail here. What is that green liquid there? Well, that's a generic coolant, and all of you know there should be actually a red one. I believe 2004 Taco has a long life coolant, not a super long life. Let me show you which one it is. I have a Honda stuff there for my wife's. Oh yeah, Toyota long life. Do you see it right here? So these are full, and the super long life, it's there. I will definitely get rid of that green stuff once again if it's mine, because I would love to have this baby filled up correctly up to spec, but it's just me. And if he says, hey, I'd rather wait for the OEM part, Toyota part, and we will do it later, or I will do it myself because it's so simple, I will fully understand. And in this case, the video will end up right here.